Ravikant Bhat joins in on the phone line. Ravikant, hi, morning, and this is exactly what we were talking about. It's turned out to be option 3, not a yes or a no, but somewhere in between. Assuming that this $500 million of Cytex Holdings goes through, do you think it'll suffice?
Ayesha, I've been hearing the conversation that you have been having, and yeah, I mean, it's been the option 3 that we discussed in the morning yesterday, and clearly it's actually lower than what we thought could possibly come. So it's just 500, not even $800 million that was available on the table. If one were to strip off the $1.2 billion bid that was there. So 500 million it's just a kind of a short-term palliative. I don't think it's going to suffice growth is much far away. We are basically talking of capital to absorb the immediate balance sheet risks, and this is just a kind of a band-aid, if one can use that word, and more capital is definitely needed at this juncture.
Okay, so Ravikant, how do you see the stock moving today? I mean, post the board meeting announcement, which came I think last Friday, the stock is down 30%. Do you think a lot of bad news, lot of assumptions are already in the price?
No, so I think the stock had almost doubled on news of $1.2 billion coming in. I think the stock will stay in the negative some more until and unless we hear now of more solid approvals or coming through for capital infusion. So I don't think it's over. I mean, it may stay in the red.
Right. So, Ravikant, given that now the bank is in dire need of funds and we've been talking about what this outcome would be, do you think that if this is going to be the end and that $2 billion is far off the mark right now, that the street would definitely be disappointed? What should be the next course of action from Yes Bank? Say they do get 500 million.
No, I think they spelled out the next course of action, which is engaging with investors. We don't know who these investors are. Obviously, I mean, we'll get to know them later on. But the next course of action for Yes Bank obviously has to keep trying to raise capital. That's the only course of action which they have at this juncture, while trying to keep up their franchise moving. So it's not going to be easy. You are going to have quarters which may report worse operating numbers, and it may not fundamentally it may not get any better before it starts. So it's going to get a little worse than before it starts getting better. So it's going to be a bit tough task while reporting bad numbers and trying to convince the investors that bad all the stress that was being expected, that's flowing through and it's getting over now, and the bank would start performing better. So yeah, I mean, to answer your question, they will have to keep talking to raise capital, at the same time ensure that their business also keeps at least the core parts keep moving and are well-oiled.
Thanks very much, Ravikant, for sharing with us your views on Yes Bank after yesterday's nosedive. Anyone's guess now, the stock is going to continue to remain under pressure. But let's find out as well what's going on across the globe.